Let's talk about the bread that literally baked Kenya's history, Elliots. 120 years, three ownership changes, scandals, court cases, legends, and a recipe older than Nairobi's CBD. This is the story. Picture this. Colonial Nairobi 120 years ago. A Scottish lady, Mrs. M.S. Elliot, from Glasgow, starts hand-baking scones and cakes for settlers in 1903. Her little tea-room bakery on Government Road, now Moi Avenue, used wood-fired ovens and delivered loaves by horse-drawn wagons. Word spread fast. By 1917, her brother and a Scottish grocer partner they joined, and in 1928 it became a limited company. In short, Elliots really is Kenya's original bread, the first loaf baked in Kenya's history. Over the decades, Elliots bread grew and changed hands, but it remained iconic. For example, in the mid-1900s, the big miller Unga Limited partnered up. In the 1970s, Unga produced Elliots bread, distributed by the Shah Brothers Broadway's Bakery. In 1977, when Unga and Broadway's ended their deal, Broadway's built its own plant. Elliots then floated on its own until the 1990s. Come the 1990s, Unga needed cash and sold off Elliots Bakery along with other brands. The brand ended up with the Sultan Lalji family under Uzuri Foods Limited. In 2015, Elliot scored a new sponsor goal, partnering with the football giant Gor Mahia. They switched from Nakuru-based good bread to Elliots because Elliots offered 2 shillings per loaf, which was double the old deal, and a wider distribution network. The courts later let Elliots sell Gor Mahia branded bread freely. Throughout, Elliots expanded its products while keeping its roots. Today, under Uzuri Foods, Elliots offers everything from scones, muffins, and buns to sliced loaves of 200 grams up to hefty 1.5 kg family loaves. Packaging evolved too, from bare loaves to wax paper to modern transparent recyclable bags. Fun fact, the company even launched a premium golden crust line recently. Now let's get into the manufacturing process. Nowadays, Elliots is baked in a modern factory in Nairobi's industrial area around Mogadishu Mombasa Road. They use high-grade wheat flour, often Uzuri's own Golden Harvest brand, plus the usual suspects, water, yeast, salt, and the like. In fact, Elliots brown bread is famous for one thing, no refined sugar at all. So health-minded Kenyans, they praise it as nutritious, and it indeed boosts fiber intake. Every loaf aims for consistent taste, as one brand profile notes, finely measured ratios of premium ingredients appeal across Kenya's many palates. Back in 1903, that perfect loaf recipe was a trial and error in a wood oven. Today, it's industrial convection and quality control. Now the supply chain and distribution. Elliots reached fans initially via urban retailers, but it has never matched the mega supply of its rivals. For context, Mini Bakeries, Superloaf, now distributes to over 10,000 outlets across Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Broadway's bakery runs 75 trucks and 250 distributors covering the country. DPL Festive even claims 40% of Kenya's bread market. By comparison, Elliots is smaller scale. It mainly sells in Nairobi and nearby counties, and they try to boost visibility with branding deals, for example, Gor Mahia. Many Kenyans view Elliots with nostalgia and pride. Many call it a living symbol of Kenya's baking heritage. Older people even remember Elliots as the bread of their childhood. It even earned super brand status 2012 to 2014 for quality and heritage. Health-conscious consumers, they like the brown bread's no sugar formula. On the flip side, modern shoppers can be critical. After Elliots' Gor Mahia tie-up, fans shouted, "Welcome Elliots, but improve on the quality." Brand trust comes from history, but today's buyers expect consistent freshness and taste. There are some reports that often say some newer loaves go stale too fast. One comment literally asked Elliots to come up with a bread that does not stink after one day. The company's public image rides a fine line between loyal, long-lived classic and prove you can still compete. Compared to Kenya's heavyweights, Elliots is a niche veteran. Statista or Tuko, they rank Superloaf, Festive, and Broadway's as the top 3 most popular bread brands. Elliots doesn't make that list, which speak volumes. Let's take a look. Superloaf, you know the mini bakeries, it started as a home bakery in the 1970s, Mombasa. Today, over 10,000 shops in Kenya and neighboring countries carry it. It's mid-priced and widely available. Then we have the DPL Festive, which was launched in 2000. It's a fast-growing family business. It claims 40% of the market. It offers many varieties, the super seeded, high fiber, and the buns. I know you know the buns. Then we have Broadway's, which is the oldest competitor of Elliots bread since 1958. It has big capacity, hundreds of thousands loaves per day, and 75 trucks on the road. Broadway's is a household name. Then Elliott's bread, which didn't make the list, but it boasts heritage. Its trust factor is in the brand story, not in flashy marketing. Taste-wise, some prefer Festive's modern soft bread or Superloaf's sweet slices, while others still swear by Elliott's classic chew and full wheat options. As a private Uzuri Foods division, Elliots doesn't publish sales figures. However, some clues: Uzuri Foods, Bread and Flour, employs over 500 people. In 2025, Elliots announced a bold target: grab 45% of Kenya's bread market and produce 400,000 loaves daily by 2030. For perspective, Festive already claims 40% of the market. The bread industry faces tight margins. In 2022, rising fuel, wheat, and oil prices, they led manufacturers to raise prices across the board. Superloaf and Broadway's bumped 400 grams from 55 shillings to 60 shillings. Elliots presumably did likewise. We do know Elliots has been celebrated. You remember the Super Brand Awards, and it employs hundreds, but its exact market share is much smaller than Festive's dominance. Now the challenges and the controversies. Elliots has its hurdles. The Gor Mahia sponsorship itself was controversial. When Goodbread's deal ended, Goodbread sued to block Elliots' involvement but lost in court. Fans worried Elliots might suffer the same availability issues. Internally, Uzuri Foods has faced labor disputes. For example, a 2024 court case arose from an ex-employee's claims about unfair salary deductions. On the consumer side, occasional complaints about the stale bread or the pricing, they pop up on social media. And like all Kenyan bakers, Elliots felt the pinch of cost inflation. Every bread company hiked prices in 2022. Fortunately, no major food scandal hit Elliots' brand. No contamination or fraud news surfaced. Its big challenge remains competitive quality and distribution, not any Titanic crisis. In the end, Elliots' story is a classic underdog legacy tale. It may not dominate shelves like Festive or Superloaf, but it survives on history and trust. Every slice carries shared memories across generations. In a sense, Elliots isn't just selling bread, it's selling a slice of Kenya's past, even as it fights to prove it belongs in the present. So that's it on Elliots bread, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow.